Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Hysteria Projects. I hope you're doing well and having a wonderful day. These messages are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I feel like this message is for someone who is in their feminine energy, who is standing in their power 100%. This hobby card comes out, and I feel like that's your energy, you investing and doing things that you enjoy. You expressing your creative self, and I do sense this kind of why did I just lose the words for it? It's like you're diving into projects or things here that I'm going to say keep your mind off of other things. Relationships could be significant. And I do feel like, you being in this receptive energy here, you know your worth, you know what you want. And there's returning energy here. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. Yeah, anxiety. Let me pull another one. Hater. Okay, so there is somebody that you have dealt with here that they have a lot of envy. And I feel like this envy, this jealousy that this person has, it runs incredibly deep. This isn't something that it's just at the surface. This person could live at a distance from you. This person could live in another state or another country. It does not feel like this person is in close proximity. I do feel like this could have been somebody that you were with romantically at one point, and either you no longer feel that way for this person, or this doesn't have to be romantic at all. This could be a friendship or a family member, okay? Again, take it how it resonates. This person does seem like they're at a distance from you. And I feel like this person is going through an awakening here. With this desperate and say less coming out, I really do feel like this person has gotten to a point where it's like they're opening their eyes. It's like they're having a moment where they realize something here. And I don't mean like realize in a negative sense. I do feel like this is like an awakening, Let's pull a couple more of these and we'll get into the tarot and start clarifying some of this. Yeah. I mean, this person has caused a lot. A lot of drama, I'm gonna say. Yeah, this person has caused a lot of drama. And this drama was caused because of the envy that this person has or had, okay? And with this, I'm gonna say a revelation here for this person, whatever that was to them. I am getting this like shift in perspective, that it is giving me like an awakening energy here where this person is sitting there and they're thinking about, how they felt affected everything, And it's like this person, although they have this, I'm going to say just deep internal jealousy, this person does want peace. So let's get into it. Okay, Spirit, tell us more about this anxiety and this hating. Okay, so this is somebody that you have held back from. This person is nervous that you are completely done with them. You know, that you have completely moved on. Now, again, I am getting a, like, romantic sense here, but there's no romance, you know. Like, you don't feel this way for this person, okay? Again, I'm getting distance here. It's like you held back from whoever this is, and they're still holding on. And I'm getting that this wasn't easy for you, or this person, really. Yeah. You know, this person wants to come towards you and work together. But it's like you have such tremendous strength. You come out in this Empress energy. Again, male, female, it does not matter. You're in this energy of being receptive to what it is that you need and that you are worthy of. And it's like you have such tremendous strength here that you continue to hang on to, you know. And it's this person, maybe that's something that they admire, is how strong you really are. But I'm getting that you've had to use this strength with this person. Okay? And that is something that they hate. It is. It's something that they hate. You know, they hate that you're holding back from them. They hate that, you know, I'm getting the energy that you're going out there and, you know, having fun and celebrating with friends, and it does appear, you know, that this is a cycle that has completely ended. So let's pull some more. Seven of Pentacles wants to come out here, and Judgment underneath. I feel like you had to make a judgment call. You know, maybe you felt like this person was desperate. You know, or maybe, you know, this was your energy. You were desperate to not fall again. Okay, I do get that coming through here too. But it's like you made a judgment call here to invest in yourself, to focus on yourself. Focus on your dreams, your goals. Focus on your blessings. Yeah, you know, for those of you that this is a relationship here, I'm getting that you made a choice, you know, and it looks like you chose yourself. It looks like not just yourself, but you chose the universe. You chose the divine. You chose God. And it's like that choice that you made, that choice to hold back from this person, that choice to put yourself first, to put God above yourself. That was the choice here that I feel like started this person's awakening. You know, this desperate energy was actually a blessing, you know, because the way it looks like this has unfolded is, you know, you have triggered this person's awakening. You know, and this is somebody from your past. This is somebody that you share memories with. And this is somebody that is thinking of you very heavy like that. You know, it's almost giving that energy of desperate to be back with you type of energy here. But at the same time, it does seem like the way that this is unfolding, it was meant to unfold this way. You know, you triggered this person's awakening here. Ten of Pentacles. Two of Wands, yeah. So, on one hand, this person sees you as Ten of Pentacles. You know, this person, I'm going to say they see longevity with you. And for some of you, this is possibly because you two have had many years together, or you have known each other for a very long time, okay? So it's not hard to be able to picture something like that. However, with this Two of Wands here, I do feel like this was your choice to move on and search for your Ten of Pentacles. You know, I get strong energy that you do not see that with this person. And by you choosing yourself, you know, you're choosing your happiness. And this person is upset about it. They are. And again, you don't have to be in a relationship or even out there dating. This person, I do feel the sense that that is what you are doing. But you don't have to be. You know, you could be just being single, focusing on yourself, doing your own little hobbies. You know, not really fucking with nobody here. You know, but this person, I do have that energy of maybe this person is overthinking that there's somebody else. You know, and that's kind of stirring up some more of this jealousy that is just very deeply rooted within them. And we have the Empress, you know. Again, you're in this Empress energy here, male or female. You know, you are in the energy to receive what is meant for you, to receive your blessings. You know, to be in alignment for your highest good. And this person is definitely thinking about you. Overthinking about you. And you've triggered this person's awakening. You know, how could they not think of you? Yeah. With the Seven of Cups coming out here again, I was saying this person feels like you're out there dating. You know, this person feels like you have options, and that could very well be true. I am getting the energy that a lot of you aren't, though. You're not dating. You know, you're really focused on yourself and your own hobbies and just, you know, being free and having fun. You're very intuitive. You know, it's like you already know all of this. Or maybe you had, it's like your intuition was humming at you, but you couldn't hear it clearly. But you still followed it to the best of your ability, okay? And yeah, it does seem like everything is unfolding the way it's supposed to. You know, with this Queen of Swords and this Hermit coming out underneath, under truth, you are the truth. You know, you're somebody that definitely, you know, follows your gut, follows your heart, looks to the divine. You know, you could pull cards, or you could have gotten a reading here. You discovered some sort of truth about this person in a very unconventional way, I'm going to say. You know, it's like God himself gave you little clues and little pieces to help you navigate this situation with this person. Because it does seem like this person really needed to go through an awakening here. And seems like you were that trigger. All right, Spirit. So let's get into it. Why is all this coming out? Aside from, you know, this person going through an awakening, does the collective need to know anything else about this? Well, my cards got a little stuck. So this person could have made you feel a little stuck. And we have the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So you've walked away from this person, but expect to hear some sort of communication, okay? Expect to hear some sort of communication from this person. I'm going to leave this to the side for a second. And then let me pull again. Because I feel like this is your judgment here about this. You know, you made a judgment call. Let me just dissect it, okay? So you made a judgment call on this person from your past. You had a choice, you know. And what I'm seeing, you know, is that you chose God. You chose yourself. You chose to be open to this Ten of Pentacles, okay? Whether this is somebody that you have already met or not, you know, this is what you have chosen. And maybe you felt like to go back to this particular individual would be a desperate move, you know, and you're not desperate. You don't want to go back. Again, there was this sense of falling here. And this was a blessing. It doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it. But this was a blessing. Because this was a major awakening. This was a guiding light. And not just for this person, but for you as well. With this devil energy here, that's how you felt about this situation. You know, you felt like if you were to go back with this person, it would bind you up, it would hold you back, it would lead you to depression and toxic ways. How pretty is this? Okay, so you said no to this person. All right. You had a judgment call. This was toxic. You're like, no, thank you. Okay. You would rather hold out for this King of Cups, you know. You'd rather hold out for real love. And what comes out immediately after is the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups. You know, look at this. The Queen of Cups. Page of Cups is a message of love. You know, some, it could be apologetic, but for this, I feel like this is a message purely of love. The Two of Cups is that divine union. You're waiting for that soulmate. For the good news of the Ten of Pentacles. Like, this whole thing right here is so beautiful. And it shows me that you are in the right direction. You know, you are heading in the right direction. You know, 333 could be significant, but there is, whatever this is here, this unionship, this is something that is being worked on in the divine, within the stars. You know, you don't want a gift from the devil. You want a gift from God. And although this put you through a lot, I'm getting that this was a blessing for you as well. Because there was a lot of learning, there was a lot of transformation that happened from this. Not just for this person, but for you as well. Now, I don't know if you have met this person yet or not, but you are being aligned with your perfect spouse, your perfect mate here. Yeah, this person feels like you walked away because of someone else. And in all reality, I feel like this person is kind of hoping that there is someone else. I do feel like, though, for a lot of you, there isn't. You didn't leave this person for another person. You left this person to follow your heart's dreams and desires and goals. And let me get one more on that. Yeah, this Ace of Pentacles. You know, this person really does want to come back to you. So I feel like, you know, expect to hear from whoever this person is. Again, I feel like there's a lot of distance here. So that could just be energetically. But I do feel like, you know, maybe you two don't live in the same state, or maybe you live in different countries. But this person is definitely thinking about you. You know, in a long-term way. You know, this person is looking at you like you're their wife or their husband. Which is really odd to me, because I do feel this vast distance, okay? And with that distance, I feel there's time as well. Yeah, this person wants to come towards you. This person wants to offer their love, offer some sort of stability, but you have your boundaries up with whoever this is. They are very, very aware of that. Again, they do feel like you have these boundaries up because there's someone else in the picture. However, I feel like that is not necessarily the case. I feel like, you know, you have been shown some sort of truth here that allowed you to navigate this situation. Okay, so the Knight of Cups and Justice came out. What I'm getting here is that maybe both of you could have manifested a truthful conversation between each other. I do feel like this is something that has already happened, okay? So there was the conversation, okay, an interaction of some sort that, I'm going to say, things are now balancing back out. You know, it's like this person came towards you toxically with this devil energy. This person came towards you in like karmic energy. And I do strongly feel like this person was very unapologetic for certain things that were very big. These weren't little things, okay? And when I mean unapologetic, I more so mean it's not that this person didn't say sorry, but this person isn't truly sorry for whatever it is that deeply affected things, that deeply affected you, okay? There was a moment between the two of you where I feel like you were done. That was it, you know? And I really do feel like that was the moment that this Wheel of Fortune started to turn. You know, you decided to choose yourself. You know, this person was coming out in devil energy here, and you want something more aligned with you, okay? So the truth of this is that, you know, this person might come towards you wanting the truth, wanting to know, you know, do you have someone else? Or maybe why is it exactly, you know, that you don't want to fuck with them anymore? Okay, maybe those parts have been mentioned but not fully understood. I don't know, okay? I do see incoming conversation though, incoming communication. Whether this be a letter or a DM. Okay, I do see this person reaching out. And 10 of Cups, yeah. This person is going to reach out to you because, you know, I want to say they love you, but I hesitate on that because I don't know if this person, I don't know how this person truly feels, because there is this such deep rooted jealousy, you know, and I feel like, yeah, that does stem from love here. And I feel like a lot of this jealousy is because you might be single and you might just be available, you know, to give your attention to other people. This person is stuck in their head trying to figure out how to communicate with you, how to approach you. Anything else? What does the collective need to know? I mean, use your discernment. I feel like your intuition, your guidance has been on point, exactly where you need to go, leading you where you need to go. You know, don't doubt it. Yeah, keep moving forward. Things are moving forward. I feel like this person is moving forward, you know, and not just in their life, but towards you. You know, I do kind of sense that maybe this person doesn't understand why you made the decision that you made. You know, and this person is wanting to work things out and smooth out the wrinkles. And yeah, this King of Pentacles, this is somebody I feel like that you have had some history with, like long history with, okay? Maybe not necessarily married to, but somebody that you spent a long time with. And with this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles, you know, this person feels like you are their perfect match. You know, I'm getting this strong energy here, but also I'm getting that this person was very much in their ego as well. And they could think that you're in your ego now. And this person wants to come offer you, you know, something stable. But isn't this funny, you know, that we see the King and Queen of Pentacles here, and this person is wanting to come towards you, you know, and this is all Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. And what you chose is the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, the Two of Cups. You know, while you do see some sort of stability here long term, as far as maybe just being in this person's environment, or just the fact that y'all have had history together and a long history together, you want to have that soulmate union. And I'm getting that the way that the feelings between you two, it's very stonewall, it's very cold, it's, you just don't feel that way towards this person anymore. But they do want to approach you, they do want to reach out to you. Well, let me leave that out. What about this? Yeah, I mean, for some of you, you feel like this person could reach out to you and they just want to start a bunch of conflict. Maybe they just want to argue, or, you know, there is this competitive energy, which I find to be really weird. But this person doesn't want to have conflict with you. This person does want to actually hand you your flowers, so to speak. But with Yeah, but with this Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, you know, this is done. This is over. You know, and let me ask this, because I feel like this is kind of really what this is all boiling up to, you know. Is peace able to be restored? Like, can you and this person be cool? Or, because I feel like that's what it is. You know, yes, this person wants to be with you, but what does the collective need to know? We have Temperance, we have Patience, you know, and yeah, the Fool, the Emperor, you know, this is what you're waiting for. This is why you're ending this. Is because you want a fresh new start, because you want your Emperor, you want your divine union, you want to feel loved, emotionally supported for. And you don't feel like that is this person. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're getting over this. You're pushing through and getting past this. This was a big challenge for you, a big hurdle for you. You know, not just this person. But yeah, Nine of Wands to the Nine of Pentacles. Now, you chose yourself. You chose to give to yourself. You chose to hold out for a relationship that really does align with you and your heart's desires, that fulfills you. You know, and if you don't have that, then you're holding out for it, right? You know, I am getting this desperate energy from this person, and that could have to do with them reaching out, you know, because they do feel like you're on the market. They feel like you're out there meeting new people, and you have beautiful energy, okay? So you definitely radiate that. You're not going to be single long energy, okay? So I am getting that there is a sense of urgency here on this person's end, wanting to reach out to you. Final message. You know, you're strong. You're very strong, okay? This person is going to want to come towards you and work together. And, you know, they are going to hate the fact that you are going to hold back from them. And again, you know, if this has already happened in this way, you know, again, just still expect some form of communication from this person, because it's like this person hasn't given up hope. At the same time, you know, you triggered this person's awakening as well, you know. So final message. And this person could be thankful for that in a way. Final message. All right, just one. We have rewoven. Forgiveness, restoration, and strength. What unravels can be rewoven stronger. Okay? And I am getting that that's the energy this person's going to come towards you with, that anything can be fixed energy. But really, when all said and done, you know, forgiveness is needed on both sides here. You know, restoration is a choice. And I strongly feel like you're going to feel within you what is best. What is the best way to respond? What is the best way to react? If you are seeing this person face to face, I feel like, you know, your gut's going to let you know, your heart's going to let you know. Again, you are very in tune. You were given some sort of answers and clarity about this person here in a very unconventional way. You know, you were given answers from God, and it doesn't make sense to this person. It doesn't make sense maybe even to you. But I'm getting, you know, trust the process. You know, there is a bigger purpose to all of this. You know, again, you triggered this person's awakening. They could have had something to do with your awakening. You know what I'm saying here? So I feel like Spirit is saying here, you know, walk with love, walk with understanding. Okay? This person is not wanting to come towards you aggressively or stirring up conflict, okay? This person is genuinely wanting to reach out in a peaceful way. Okay? So, I hope this message helped, and until next time. Bye.